Hey, American Contractor, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, back to bring you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by our friends C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and now American Contractor Show. You guys saw their ads a second ago, so go hop over and check them out, see what they're all about. And in the meantime, I'm going to get into today's weather. Got another risk for Texas today. DFW, you guys may or may not be in the risk. Spoiler alert, you are. So we're going to talk about it for a second here. And then we also have storm chances in the Mississippi Valley today as well, more of a wind and tornado threat through there. We're going to take a look. And then finally into tomorrow, storms start to shift northeastward. So up in New England, there will be another risk for some wind and severe weather as we move up that way. So we're going to take a look at our weather here in a moment. But if you have not seen our upcoming events yet, come check us out. So this is in 2 days now. It's Wednesday. Time is really flying by, guys. But so this is Friday, June 4th in Denver, Colorado. We're going to be at the CRA Terrain Show. That's going to be at Empower Field. So you guys can go check us out and talk some weather there. And then we're also going to be at the 2021 Texas Roofing Conference. That's in San Antonio, June 16th through the 18th, so a couple weeks from now. You guys can go ahead and get registered to show up for that. That's at the JW Marriott Resort. And then finally, this sounds like so much fun, Burgers and Bikes. It's in our neck of the woods in Moore, Oklahoma on June 25th, so right near the end of the month. You guys can see us at all three if you plan out your schedules accordingly, but that's going to be at Fort Thunder Harley-Davidson. So go check us out. You can eat a burger, look at a bike, talk some weather, meet us there. So guys, register for those events if you want to come see us. Into now, so actually this is yesterday, sorry. Yesterday's storm reports, we saw some hail moving through the western plains and the eastern part of the Front Range here. Just some scatterings of hail through that area, not a whole lot of activity last night. Into this morning, just a few hail reports here and there. So not super active yesterday. Into today, we're going to kind of see a similar risk area. We'll talk about it in a moment, but the conditions right now are going to play a lot into what we're going to see this afternoon. So clear across most of the west right now, and then we've got that trough moving through the plains out to the east, and that's going to pull up all of that humid air from the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see that kind of streaming through the Mississippi Valley, up through Kentucky, and into New England for today. So plenty of rain for you folks out east. Going to be mostly dry in the plains and out west. So zooming into Texas, that's where we saw some of our activity this morning, and you can see this little guy that started rolling through the north central part of Texas into this morning. We're going to get an outflow boundary from that, and basically that just means it could help us stir up some storms a little later this afternoon. So we're watching this as it continues to fizzle out, moving out eastward. We're going to see how that modifies the atmosphere around it, see if that could help us out with any storms. Into the temperatures for right now, beautiful across most of the country. kind of chilly for this time of year. It's June 2nd, guys, and we're sitting at 68 in Denver, 75 in Kansas City, only 74 degrees down in Dallas, only 76 in Miami. So pretty cool, mild across most of the country right now. Got a lot of rain and cool conditions out east, and then clear skies, but still pretty mild across the western part of the US right now. So again, pretty unseasonably cold right now. And then into our storm chances for today. So here's what we're looking at on our future radar here. So we're going to see, I'm going to step over here so you guys can see better, but we're going to see these storms start to pop up through the Mississippi Valley through this afternoon, the late afternoon into the early evening hours. Got some Mississippi Valley storms starting to pop up, as well as a few isolated storms through central Texas and the eastern part of New Mexico. As those roll eastward, we'll see them start to intensify a little bit as they move into an environment of high CAPE and high lapse rates, basically just an unstable environment through the westward part of Texas. We're going to see those start to ramp up as they push eastward, same with these Mississippi Valley storms. And then by the late evening into the overnight hours, see most of those start to fizzle out. This guy continues to roll eastward through the overnight hours, producing mostly a gusty wind threat, maybe some scattered small hail along with it. So here's what we have for our forecast max hail size. Right now we are thinking golf balls. So the reason for that is just those lapse rates and those CAPE values don't overlap a ton in most of our risk area today. So we don't have a ton of instability forming where we want to see it. So basically low instability. We're going to see some golf ball sized hail today for our max hail size into this afternoon and evening. So here's what we have for you guys for our hail forecast. So some $1.25 to $half sized hail possible through the Mississippi Valley, as well as a wind risk through there, and then $1.25 to $half anywhere through eastern and central Texas, as well as eastern New Mexico there. So zooming on into our city-specific forecast, Roswell, New Mexico, low-end chances of seeing some $1.25 to $half size there. Lubbock and Midland, Odessa, you guys are at the best chance of seeing some hail today. That could get up to our golf balls that we were talking about earlier, mostly $1.25 to $half through any of this area. But this is going to be our best area to see those golf ball-sized hailstones falling as those storms intensify and push eastward. Then they're going to continue east, but it's moving into a less favorable environment for some severe storms, so it could reach Dallas, Texas. You guys are in the risk for today. Those storms could reach you guys as they push eastward, but will they maintain their intensity enough to produce severe hail in your neck of the woods? Unsure right now. It's not looking too promising, so I'm putting you guys in a low-end risk for that today. However, you are not out of the risk. Still could see some severe hail this afternoon into this evening for Dallas. Then working our way more eastward, Jackson, Mississippi and Memphis, Tennessee, also in a low-end risk of seeing $1.25 to $half sized hail. Mostly gusty winds through this area, could see a tornado threat as well as those storms push northeastward through the region. Again, mostly scattered chances of severe hail through there, through Memphis and Jackson. Could see some gusty winds as well. So here's what we're looking at into tomorrow. So today's storms are fueled mostly by a little shortwave trough that we have going right there. That little guy is helping push our storms into today, but what's going to help us tomorrow is this nice big trough that's going to push through the east into tomorrow afternoon. So that's noon tomorrow, and then as it moves eastward, it's going to push up to the northeast, and these winds are going to continue to move northeast. So the movement of that trough, as well as the movement of those winds, is going to cause these winds in the upper levels to just be ripping through the northeast. And if we get some storms popping up through there, we could see those stronger winds mixing down to the surface, get us a gusty wind and tornado threat through that area as those storms push through. So that is into tomorrow night and into Friday morning. We're going to see that trough continue to lift up, and then we're just waiting on this ridge to move out of the way and get us our next round of severe weather with a deeper trough as we wait on that. So here's what we're looking at for our future radar into tomorrow. So here's our storms tracking their way northeastward along with that trough. It's going to push those northeastward like we talked about, and as it does, we could see some of these storms and some of these areas of rain mixing that gusty wind down to the surface. So these are going to start to blow up by the late afternoon and early evening hours through Washington, D.C. and the East Coast areas specifically. You could see some better chances for some gusty winds as those continue to push off the coast. We're going to see those banding up through the area as they slowly truck off to the northeastward, slowly taking their time pushing off the coast into the late evening hours. So plenty of time for some gusty winds to happen through that area tomorrow. Here's what we're looking at for our wind forecast. So all the way from New York down into Alabama, Mississippi, and South Carolina, or Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, we could see some gusty winds pushing into our city-specific forecast. Binghamton, Louisville, and Nashville, and any area in between, you guys could see some winds in the 60 to 70 mile an hour range. Then Washington, D.C. and the East Coast area, like we talked about before, you guys are at the best chance of seeing some stronger damaging winds with that. We could see some scattered hail through this area again tomorrow. However, it's going to be very scattered, going to be hard to pinpoint where exactly that's going to fall. So it's mostly going to be a wind risk into tomorrow afternoon. So that's what we have going on into this week. Not a whole lot, guys. It's just going to be quiet, waiting on that ridge to move out of the way and another trough to return, like we said before, banking on those shortwave troughs to help us keep getting those hail chances in Texas and those storms in the northeast. So while we wait for our next round of severe weather to come through after tomorrow, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can hit See First on Facebook so you never miss our live videos, and you can also hit that notification bell on YouTube so you always catch us whenever we have live storm coverage or our live forecast videos every weekday at noon. And then if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. That's 334-HAIL. And then if you guys want to email us, you can get us at info@hailtrace.com. So if you're not big on the phone, go ahead and send us an email or just check out our website. Lots of good information there. It's hailtrace.com. Quick and easy for you guys to do a little search there and see who we are and what we do. So we love talking to you guys. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to call. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers. Thanks for watching.